So we all dread interviews because of this algorithm design part of it. So I have decided to do a series of videos where I'll be walking through some of the common questions that have been posted online, and we will go through the approach of solving those problems. So let's begin by discussing one of the problems that I found online. So the problem is, find the last index of the last duplicate number in the sorted array. So this is the question. So let's look at some of the hints that have been provided to us. So the first thing that we need to look out for are the hints that are there in the question. So first thing that we note is that the array is sorted. And the next thing that we need to do is do a search. So search for a duplicate element. So since the array is sorted and we are looking for duplicate elements, it kind of makes sense that the duplicate elements would be next to each other. Otherwise, this information is useless. So we'll be making use of this information and we'll be coming up with a naive approach. So the naive approach looks somewhat like this. You start from the beginning, you keep two pointers, I and j, and you initialize I to be 0 and j to be 1, and you keep a variable called index at, which basically stores the index of the last duplicate element that we have seen. And then you loop over the sorted array. And if you find that the element at index j is same as the element at index I, then you keep on incrementing j, and then you update the variable index at to be equal to j, so that we are tracking the last duplicate element. And if we find that the element is not equal, then we set I to be equal to j and j to be the next element of I, which is basically j plus 1 or I plus 1. And then we do on till for all the elements in the array till j is less than the length of the array. And at the end, index at will basically store the index of the last duplicate element in the array, and therefore we return that. Now, what is the time complexity? Since we loop over all the elements at least once, so the time complexity is order n. But as you know that there are comparisons that we're making which are not useful, because as we pointed out, the problem states that we need to find out the last index of the last duplicate number. So we could do better. So this is a better solution. You start from the end, and the first time you see a duplicate, you return the index of that element. Now here the complexity is also order of n, but it is slightly better since we don't loop over all the duplicates in the array. So that is how you would approach this problem. I wouldn't be coding it because it depends on what language you choose, but this is how you would design the algorithm for this problem. Thank you for watching this video.